All right, welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is another beautiful day in Texas. Not really, it's rainy, kind of chilly, but they're all beautiful, right? And we're still alive and thankful that we have today, right? So it is a beautiful day for sure. So today, I haven't been doing much. I got the Mustang sitting here just waiting to be worked on. I was coming home. I got home yesterday. We land, a helicopter flying in. We're walking to go get our bags, and I hear a guy having a conversation, and it's kind of cold. And he's telling his buddy, he's like, "Yeah, I already got my truck running, sitting there waiting on me." It's like, I could have started it while we were offshore. Got this app, right? It's cool, right? Whatever. I mean, we've had remote starts on vehicles for a long time now, but he was impressed by it. But then he threw out something that caught my attention because I've actually been hearing about this and reading about it. But he said, it only cost me $11 a month. I was like, what the hell? You pay $11 a month to be able to turn your car on remotely, something that a car can already do, but you have to pay a subscription to use that service? Anyway, I've been going down this kind of rabbit hole, reading different things. I saw New York was trying to pass a law, which kudos to them. You think what you want about the state, but sometimes they do have good ideas. And one thing is like a subscription for heated seats, to be able to use your heated seats. New York's saying, no, this is a feature in a car that the person paid for that does not require GM, Ford, Stellantis, whoever, to have a cost for it to run. I guess what I'm saying. So there's no reason to have a subscription. Maybe with the remote key start, they can make the argument that, well, we have to do app updates. We have to keep it up. I don't know why that would require an app update, but to me, that would follow under the same guideline. Remote starting has been a thing as long as there's been key fobs. Double click your button or whatever and your car will start while you're sitting in the house. It's been around for a while, but now they want to charge you a subscription. So I don't want to be all conspiratorial. I know the companies are trying to figure out ways to make money. The cars are expensive. People aren't buying new cars as much, so they're trying to find a way to milk money out of you continuously. So as a consumer, what can you do about it? Well, you cannot pay for it. That's one thing, and then lose out on features on your car that you would like to have. Or you can buy an older car that doesn't have a subscription that has some of these features. I have a 2016 Chevy. Plan on keeping it, and I can remotely start it. Maybe not from an app, but I can sit in my house and I can start it, and I don't have to pay for it. And Chevy will never charge me for that. So, because they can't turn it off. I guess that's the thing. It's like, don't buy a car where they can turn certain things off on your car. So that is something. But I just think as consumers, we need to kind of start looking at alternatives. Not saying you need to go buy a 67 Mustang, might not be the best alternative, but there are older, reliable vehicles. I have a 99 Camry, runs great. Everything works on it. It's not the sexiest car. It wasn't the sexy car when it was new, but it will get you from A to B. It's reliable, cranks. It's got a 6-cylinder in it. It's got a little power for a little car. It's not bad to drive. It's actually nice to drive. And it is what it is. My newest car, we have a 22. We did buy it used. It was like a year old when we bought it. I don't buy new cars. I don't want to say I've never bought a brand new car. I have. But we are in the point of life where we have kids driving, several, about to have our 4th kid next year driving. And it gets expensive. Insurance is expensive, new cars are expensive, and I make a pretty decent living, but I don't think I could really afford to keep all four of my kids in brand new vehicles, nor do I want to. I really don't want to. They don't deserve brand new vehicles. Brand new vehicles are expensive, and they're going to tear them up, and they're not going to take care of them. So why would you? So my kids drive old cars. That's just how it is. Old, reliable cars. I think the newest 2017 of what my kids have, Carly has the 99 Camry. She does drive the Thunderbird on occasion whenever I'm home. Riot, my stepson, he's 15. He will drive this when we're done with it. In the meantime, we're probably going to get him something like the Camry. My older daughter drives a 17 Mazda 6. Nothing fancy. Just cars that will get you from point A to B. And the other thing, I can work on them. Like I have changed control arms, changed brakes, changed struts. I do all our oil changes. Well, I can work on these cars. So that's the thing. I know people don't like working on cars. They don't like doing these things, but I think if you're going to want to drive, you might want to start to learn how to do some of this stuff. You might want to start to learn how to change your own oil. It saves me at least $50 in oil change. And when you have basically 6 cars that are getting oil changes fairly regularly, that adds up throughout the year, right? I mean, that's $300 for all 6 cars. You do that 2 or 3 times a year, you're talking about another $1,000 you saved. So, and it really doesn't take long. You need a few tools. You need a jack. You can do it without a jack. You can do it with the jacks in the car, but it is nice to have a jack stands. It's safer. If you are going to start doing things on your own, I would recommend just investing in a few tools. An impact is nice to have, but not a necessity, but it is a nice to have for sure. So that's it. I just wanted to rant. Talking about these old cars and hearing that conversation from that guy, really, I guess I hadn't dealt with it or heard anybody that I know that actually say they're paying a subscription on an item on their car. But I was like, it was kind of shocking to me, kind of like, I don't know. That's just something, because cars are expensive now. I don't know what he was driving, but it's probably a truck. He probably paid really good money for it. And then they want to charge a subscription to use Remote Start or whatever the app was. It's like, some kind of app. I'm sure it did several other things besides Remote Start, but still, you should be able to remote start your vehicle without paying for it. That's my opinion. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. What are y'all paying for on your cars? Or what do you refuse to pay for on your car? So this is going to be probably, I'm going to do some of these episodes where I talk about the problems of modern vehicles and come up with solutions for avoiding them. Have some nice, cool cars to drive that you can work on and that don't cost you a subscription ever. They can't do it. So, all right, that's it. Like and subscribe and leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Talk to y'all later.